Hello, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My computer just froze. I could see all the messages coming up. I was online, but it wasn't actually taking me on. So I'm going to give it a couple of seconds so that people can come back in. So I'm so sorry. Usually it lets me resume from where it cut off, but it didn't. So I've had to start another one. So I don't know whether I'm going to have to stop all these or if people can just see what is there. Okay, so huge apologies for that. We have one more day of Mercury retrograde, and it wants to get its money's worth out of us, I think. So we all seen the reading for Sagittarius, yeah? Just keep going. Yeah, that's all we can ever do, Ella. Just keep going. Oh, thank you, Lady Capricorn. Thank you. Right. So Sagittarius, who's after Sagittarius? Capricorn. Yeah. So we'll see with Capricorn. Phew, so glad I'm back. Yeah, I hate that. I hate like cutting off in the middle of it. I'm gonna have to change the things so that people see. You know what? The amount of people that will complain about it. It's like, hey, goes in the middle of Sagittarius reading. All right, okay. Well, what it was with Sagittarius was it's really that you're burnt out. You've got to take control of your energy. You've got to rest. Okay, everything is going to be fine, but it's almost telling you that you can't be all things to all people. Okay, this is what it was for Sagittarius. Okay, so give yourself a bit of a break. You know, it's not your job to save the world and save everybody else. You need to look at yourself a little bit and save you. Okay, that was for Sagittarius. Right. Okay. Puerto Rico. So we have Puerto Rico, we have Brazil, we have Argentina. Wow. I'm in Ibiza. Definitely need to hear that, Tanya. Well, it's not me. It's whatever comes out. That's they tell you that Nashville, Tennessee, as well. Loughborough, Leicester's here. Yeah, Michigan. It's like we've got the whole world in our hands, and that song's going in the head there. God, I wish I could sing. When Tyler sings, I love it because he sings stuff. And it's yeah, I wish I can sing. In Newcastle, there's a term, and it's like they say you couldn't even shout coal, and it was because where I'm from was big like coal mining community, years and years ago. And you used to have the people that used to go around the streets and sell coal, and they used to shout it, and it was this horrible way they used to shout. I can remember it from being a kid. But yeah, I once tried to sing, and somebody said to me, "You couldn't even shout coal." So yeah, that's funny. Right, Boston, UK. Right, okay, that's down south. An old friend of mine used to play football for them, I think. Colorado, yeah. Wow, he's all feeling the love today. I'm really, really feeling it. I am feeling it. Right, okay, so we're in Capricorn. This is what we're looking for. That could be a song. When I read that, Ella, I thought it said that could be a snog. Yeah, he's not playing tricks on me. Right. Came in the room just in time. Right, okay, right. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. This is quite strange. It's good, but it's strange, okay? I feel there is a lot of success for you, okay? It's almost like you're riding high. I don't know if work's going well, if all of this is seeming to be going well. Some of you could be having promotions, new ideas about business, blah, blah, blah. It's all like you're riding the wave of success here. But for some reason, I've got black thumbs. What's nail varnish? For some reason, it's not making you as happy as I think you thought it would be. And this is what's being illuminated around this time. I feel the moon is going to bring a little bit of a sadness in for you, Capricorn, okay? But when I say sadness, it's more like a melancholy. It's not anything to be scared about, but I feel it's going to make you make a decision. It's almost like you've got what you've been fighting for, security wise, material wise, and stuff like that. But it seems here that it's going to show you that it's almost robbing you of your happiness. In what is it costing you in the long run? So the weight be high, but is it making you spiritually and emotionally in the red for some reason? That's quite odd. Um, so yeah, so this is it. There's going to be a lot of thinking for you, and I really feel this new moon phase is going to highlight to you, Capricorn, what success really is. Okay, you're going to have a look at this, and it's sort of, what really is success. Is it all about sort of, money in the bank and security and all of that, or is there more to it? Okay, and I feel some of you could be making a decision over the next week, um to actually turn your back on something. Okay, I don't feel this is relationship wise. I'm not seeing breakups. I'm not seeing anything like that. I'm seeing breaking away and breaking free. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It's going to be a tough. What's that? The 18th. The 18th. When's the 18th? Is it Wednesday? Is the 18th? Yeah, the 18th and 19th are going to be decision days for you as well. Okay, Capricorn. So it's almost like, you need to look at, if I could give you the world, what would that mean to you? Okay, what means the world to you? And this is where your importance needs to be put. Okay, that's where your focus needs to be put. Because if you have something in your life that means the world to you, then that is, you're successful right there. Okay, because that is something people strive for, and you won't get that sort of going up the ladder, if that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense to you, Capricorn. Okay, it's a beautiful. It's, don't worry, it's not a bad one. But I think this sadness is going to alert you to something that you've been trying to hold off. So right, so Capricorn, Aquarius now, Aquarius. Right, okay, Aquarius, you're pretty switched on psychically. This new moon, I feel, because some of you could be having dreams. Okay, take notice of your dreams. Okay, because it's almost like Aquarius, I feel that spirit have been trying to get your attention, and you haven't been listening. Okay, so they're going to come in any way. It's almost like, right, this is interesting. It's almost like, I feel, when I'm saying you're going to be switched on psychically, it's almost like there's been a bit interference, there's been a bit static, so you might not have been tuning in as well as what you normally do, or as well as what you should do. And this has been sort of stopping you from taking an opportunity that spirit are wanting to give to you. Now, this could be somebody else that is this could be somebody else is interfering a little bit within your life. And this could be an ex. This could be somebody who's trying to control your life in a way that you don't want it controlled. Because I do feel like interference here. It's almost like a nagging stepmother or something like that. It's not a stepmother, but that's the feeling that I'm getting. Or somebody trying to sway you in a direction that you're not meant to go in. Okay, but because you feel a connection with this person, I don't think you're seeing that they're trying to manipulate this for their own good rather than yours. Okay, so it's almost like they don't want you to take an opportunity, because this will make you stronger, and it's almost like they could feel that they might be cut off in some way. So what I feel this new moon is be aware of dreams that you have over the next week or so. And what is it that you need to sort of, I don't say turn away from, but what is it you need to distance yourself a little bit, or detach a little bit from? Okay, because there seems to be something here that is just, it's not good for you. Okay, and it's almost like you're strong enough to get through this. Okay, so it's like, I feel when you open your heart, when you see the opportunities, it's almost like spirit are trying to tap you on the shoulder and say, look that way, we're showing you here, you know because there's a lot of this coming through. Some of you find white feathers as well. This could be somebody trying to interfere in your relationship. If you have this, it's like third wheel. Um, it's like it is. There's a third. There's something in it. There is a third that isn't good. It's like sort of somebody putting a spoke in the wheel in some way, and it's like I say, I feel you're going to wake up to it, so there's going to be an illumination shined on somebody who is not there for your highest good here, okay, that you haven't seen before. Okay, it might be somebody that you've bared your soul to, and they're using that in a different way, but you're going to become aware of it, and this is going to make you stronger, because once they are out of the picture, this is when you can actually move forward, and move forward with a lot of security and with a lot of strength. Okay, so it's almost like somebody's been, I feel a little bit of a psychic vampire around you, Aquarius, that is sucking your strength a little bit, but it's coming back. Okay, so I like that one. It was quite cryptic, though, quite cryptic. There's a little bit cunning in it. So Aquarius, Pisces, we've got now. And is this the last one? Yeah, this is the last one. I was going to say yay there, but it's like, I don't know how long I've been on. God, it's 1:45. It's 1:45 where I am. Okay, here we go. Pisces. Pisces moon. Pisces moon. Pisces. What have we got for Pisces? Okay. Pisces, you've got to trust and you've got to let people in, okay? Pisces often don't do that. They're very, very deep. Pisces. I love the minds of Pisces. I really, really do. Yeah. Right, okay, Pisces, I really feel there's a restlessness around some of you, okay, and it's going to be highlighted over this next coming days or weeks, and it's almost like very similar to Capricorns here. It's like something that you wished for and wanted, you now have, and now you're sort of like, whoa, this isn't working in the way I wanted to. This isn't working in the way I wanted to. It's more blocking me than moving me forward. And I feel you're going to look at this. This could be around work, because it's kind of saying here, it's like, is this worth it? Am I getting paid enough to put up with this conflict? And then it's saying here, this is what's causing the restlessness. So I really feel some of you could be wanting to break away here. Some of you wanting to break away. Some of you could just be like down in tools and saying, that's it, adios, I'm off, because I just feel that there's a real drained feeling around you at the moment, Pisces, okay? And it's like this moon is going to highlight why you have been feeling drained. I feel here that your energy is just being sucked, okay, or being sucked into a thing. I mean, this could be your work, but it's almost like I feel you need to cut loose. You need to chill out with friends. You need to start thinking of ideas of where it is you really, really want to go, because at the minute, you're not where you should be, I don't think. And this is why there's this restfulness and this itchy feet and this, like, some of you again might be looking at travel or something like that, but it's almost like I feel you need to have a conversation with a couple of people who have your back in order for you to have this revelation or this realization, okay? And it's like, I don't want you to worry about this, because it's like, I feel like the laughter has gone a little bit from you, and this is what we need to bring back. Like I say, I love Pisces brains. They're all colorful. They're colorful of unicorns and everything like that, and it's like, yay, being around a Pisces always makes me feel good. But it's like this beautiful brain has dark clouds around it at the moment, and I really feel this is because it's almost like, who can you trust? Who can you rely on? Because somebody that you thought was there to pick you up, if you trusted them to actually catch you, you could possibly fall. So this is what they're saying here. It's quite unusual. But I feel it's almost like this moon is going to illuminate you to find your way, okay? You'll be feeling a little bit lost at the moment, but it's almost like, follow this moon, follow what it's giving you, what it's showing you, and that will be lighting your direction, okay, for the future. So this restlessness is actually a good thing, okay? Because it's telling you that you need to make movement in some way. So that's it. I'm done. I never forgot anybody, did I? I'm going to pull a spirit card here and see what the overall spirit message is for this new moon. High on love, happiness, and spirit donkey. When I mentioned unicorns, there, I went to the shop the other day, and I don't know why I'm terrible. Terrible for breaking lighters. I've either got in a bag or I've got none. And I went and there was a unicorn lighter, and I was like, yeah, I need to get that. And then when I looked, I had to buy some cigarette papers, and I looked, and they had bright pink Rizzlers, and I was like, that is why I love this place. Unicorn lighters and pink Rizzlers. I was in element. It's the simple things that please me, I think. Right, okay, so the overall, this is the card that I picked for the overall energy of this moon, and look at them beautiful colors. It's almost last night I had to drive up into San Carlos. I've moved a little bit down, like 3 minutes down from San Carlos, but it's within driving now. So I drove up, and that was pretty much the color of the sunsets. They were. I was driving, so I couldn't take a photo, but yeah, the sunsets on this island are stunning. And the card here, so this says infinity, okay, and this is for all signs. This is an overall message, and it says, "Dearest one, rest within the light of your soul. Feel spirit alive within you, the spirit of the goddess of nature, the earth, and the stars. Accept the love and light that we shower upon you." Wow, that's simple, but I'm feeling it. The goddess Tanit of this island is a very, very powerful goddess. And it's the energy, you can feel it, and I feel this is it. It's like there is love and there is light being showered upon all of us at the moment, and we need to then give that back, because as I said, the world, there's parts of the world are in a pretty dark place at the moment, and if we send them love and light, then hopefully it can penetrate that. Okay, so you're getting goosebumps everywhere. Yeah, I did as well, little miss. I did there. Wow. Goddess who? It's the goddess Tanit that is the goddess of this island. Goddess Tanit. Creation and destruction. She's very powerful. She either welcomes you with open arms or she spits you out. You high. Somebody saying I'm high? This is the thing, I mean, in the past I have took drugs. I make no, I don't hide that fact. It was something that I developed when I was young, and it made me be able to turn off all of the spirit stuff that I didn't understand at the time, and I just wanted to be normal. And I found drugs and thought that they made me normal. They didn't. They just cut off connection. But I can honestly say that I have had better highs through connecting with spirit than I have of any drug I've ever taken in my life. So it's, yeah, spirit is the top drug. I'm a hug dealer, not a drug dealer. Right, okay. No, I'm not explaining myself, Caroline. Thank you for that. But it's just to say, but yeah. So right. So that's all the readings. I hope you all like them. I'm gonna have to try and sort out now how we can link these videos together so that people um don't get mixed up and say that I just started in the middle of it, and you know what I mean, all twist. But yeah, is there anything anybody, just when I'm on here now, is there anything anybody would like to see on this channel, or would like me to incorporate this? There's going to be a big shake up with it as soon as I get the time to do it all. This is the thing. It's getting the time. But this is a channel for you. Okay, this is it. We're all in this together, and it's not just about me sitting doing what I want, or reading. I mean, I prefer, a lot of people this week I've done the dailies, okay, and people have been telling me how much they love the dailies, how much they've missed them. My favorite thing to do is the dailies. Okay, I love the dailies. I feel that is when messages can come through that you can learn from. That is the teaching. But it's almost like, a lot of people want the monthlies. The monthlies are what sort of bring an income in, and this channel has never been about an income, but it is life, and I need to survive. And, this is the thing. And it's sort of, I'm being advised to put the monthlies on as paid ones, which I really don't want to do, but it's the time they're taking. So I'm in a bit of a quandary as to what to do. It's almost like I'm having a seven of cups moment. There's that different options, but I want to bring them all together so that they work for you and me. So is this what anybody would like? Is there anything anybody would like? A one card lesson? Yeah, I am. I am working actually on a teaching program at the moment as well, but that will be a while. And I'm looking at whether to do this in a physical sense, where people come to me and I teach, and then, I can do it over the internet as well. So that is going to be a big thing, that is in the pipeline. That is taking a lot of time. So there's so much going on, and this is why I'm sorry I can't, sometimes I just don't have the time to fit people in for readings when I'm already fully booked and then working on this stuff as well. You know. So yeah, I love the dailies, Magic. It's I love doing them. I feel it's more, the monthlies, because I don't think tarot is always about prediction. To me it's a very good learning tool, and the monthlies and the weeklies were all about, predictions. This is going to happen, that's going to happen, which is good. It's great, but I feel there is much more to the tarot than that. Well, thank you, Jan. Thank you for your gratitude. I'm grateful for you being here too. Could you sometimes do a reading for creative types? I often like the Seven of Cups. Yeah, if you're creative type, you will do. This is the beauty of our minds. It's there's always something else going on with it. This is why I'm not a good driver, because I'm driving along and I see something shiny and then I'm like, oh right, So it's yeah, but it's not the curse of the creative. It's the gift of the creative. So connection is off the charts. Oh, great! That's great. Is that in a good way? Yeah, I love that you're live. The connection is off the charts. Yeah, I mean, I feel it. Like I say, I was having not a shitty morning, but I was getting mad. I was getting annoyed. I was, I was getting sucked into the social media stuff of what's happening in the world. I was getting angry at the world, and Spirit said, you need to go on and do a live. And I was like, it's the weekend, I'm off work. And they were like, you need to do it for you. And I do, and I feel energized. So when I do these readings, I get back as well, So when I do these lives, it's really, really nice for that. Magpie Vision. Magpie Vision. So everybody seems to like the dailies, yeah? And do you prefer them when I do them live, the dailies, or do you prefer them when I pre-record them like what I used to? Yeah, Julia, it would be nice for everybody to share their gifts as well. I mean, obviously, something like that needs to be proper facilitated. I mean, some of you have seen some of the people that come in here and stuff like that. At the moment, I haven't got the time to facilitate a thing like that, but I am looking at starting a Facebook group, okay, where people like a members thing, where people can come in. Obviously, they're not vetted, but they're kicked out, if they come in with any crap, like some people do. But it's yeah, there's a lot going on, and email me if you have any ideas. Email me. I can't promise I'll do them all, but it's really nice to know what you would like, and then that might make it easier for me, because I've got so much in head that I want to do, but it's like, give me time. Yeah, the first hour of today being an armchair activist, I was exactly the same, and then I've just looked on Facebook, my daughter must be up at home and she started, and it's yeah, we need to do something. I don't know what it is, but we need to do something. So what was the thing? Somebody saying, what about a random question to some? Tanya, what do you mean by that, a random question? Yeah, life feels more personal. Yeah, it does to me as well. Most because my good days are rare. I want as much time as possible when I have them. Yeah, that's it, Sophie. I mean, it's we've all seen the shinies, as daughter has it. Oh, right, the Magpie Vision. That's what it is, seeing the shinies. Yeah, well, I didn't know, because Magpies, where I come from in Newcastle, our football team is known as the Magpies as well. So I didn't know if it was that. Yeah. Right. So, like I say, if anybody has, ideas about what I could do or whatever, please drop me an email and let me know. Like I say, I'm not answering emails or Facebook messages on weekends, because I really need to just pull back again. Right. Okay, Donkey. I'm not criticizing what you're doing, but I've never been spiritual, etc., and would be a pessimist about most things like this. I would like to experience well, though. Well, yeah, I mean, all you need to do is open your mind a bit, okay? We are all spiritual, whether you believe it or not. I done a reading for a guy the other day. He's a friend's husband, and he's amazing. I love him. But he is a total and utter skeptic. And I said to him, right, okay, hold on. I've just got to take somebody off there. They're annoying me. Hide user. There you go. They're gone. Yeah. So I read for him, and he just sat and he was like, maybe. Well, that could mean that. That could mean that. I said, right, whatever, you know. And he said, are you picking up body language? I said, no, I'm not even looking at you. I'm looking at the cards. That's why I don't look at people. And so he just went, all right, okay, that was interesting. And a couple of days later, I seen his wife and she went, he'd said to me, did you tell her anything? And she said, no. And he went, did you hear what she was saying? And she went, no, I was in the other room. And then I seen him and I said, oh, so the reading helped you? And he went, no, well, it could have been blah, blah, blah. And he was all this. And then a couple of days later, we went out, we all had a drink together. And he tapped me on the shoulder and I turned around and he went, you want to be very proud of yourself with that reading. He said, it made so much sense. So yeah, like I say, I like it. I like a skeptic. So he still says he doesn't believe, but he said it made him make a good choice that he needed to. So that's it, you know. You know more about the astrology to incorporate. No, I don't. I'm not an astrologer. I follow astrologers. You know, Michelle Knight is an amazing astrologer. I've been lucky enough to know Michelle. Michelle is a friend of mine, and she's an absolutely amazing astrologer. Her videos are fantastic. You know, so if you don't already follow them, you know, check that out. Cleopatra, I love. He is a great astrologer as well. I love how he works. He's very funny. He's very out there, but you know, there's a lot of knowledge there. And there's is it Raza Heelan, a guy called Timothy as well. He is great. They're the three astrologers that I watch. You know, like I say, Michelle Knight, Cleopatra, and Raza Heelan, I think it's called. And it was funny, I done a reading on Wednesday Daily, if any of you seen it. And then on Wednesday night, Timothy put his video up and I listened to it, and it was exactly the same as the reading I'd done, you know? Yeah, Life Condo. Steve Judge, yes, somebody mentioned him to me yesterday as well. Yeah, I love Michelle Knight as well. You know, I dearly love her. Stealer. Just found that Raza Lila Heelan. Thank you for that. Yeah, he is. He's absolutely great. I think he studied with Cleopatra. I really think he did. But yeah, and you know, I mean, I don't have that much time to listen to the readers now. I love Tyler. Tyler is like, you know, I always, whenever I get a chance, I log on to see Tyler. Joanna the Medium, I think she is amazing. I look at her all of the time. Who else? I feel bad with this because then I might not say people that I do actually watch. Carol by T. She is really, really good. Yeah, she always resonates with me because different readers, you know, you resonate with. It's not that they're bad or anything like that, but it's where, you know, you pick up certain vibrations. Angelic Karma, you know, my Angelic Karma, she's always spot on. I love her dailies. There's a woman called Tarot by Cecilia. She does dailies and she is very, very good. She hasn't got a great deal of subscribers, but I really, really like the way she reads tarot as well. Who's your favorite tarot reader, Tanya? It depends. You know, people read in different ways. You know, people read in different ways, and it all depends. You know, I don't often get readings. You know, so it's yeah, but you know, the ones I've mentioned are the ones that I, you know, like religiously. And if I forgot anybody, then I'm really, really sorry. You know, because I do watch a few, but it's when I've got time, and at the minute I haven't. You know. Tyler's fun. Did your reading for him encourage him to do YouTube? No. Did your reading for him encourage him to do YouTube? No, not at all. I met Tyler through YouTube. So when Tyler first started, about the first couple of weeks in, my friend phoned and said, "Check out this guy. He's great." And I went on and instantly got with his energy. And I booked a reading with him because it was like, all right, I really like this. And he couldn't do it. So we had a big communication then. And then it was just through talking to him. And then we connected. And I love him dearly. He's like, he really, really makes me smile and me laugh. I love exactly who he is. And I love that he doesn't change who he is neither. Eat, pray, love. Yeah. Eat, read, love as well. Eat, read, love. Yeah. He is good. But yeah, there's so many good ones out there. I mean, you can't, how do you judge it? You can't judge it. What it is, within readers, we'll pick up certain vibrations. So some readers will really resonate. I mean, one of my friends, she is massively into tarot, and she watches a lot of the videos, and some of the ones that she says to me, watch this one, it was spot on for me. They're not spot on for me, but like I say, these are general readings, okay, and this is what people need to know. I get people going, that is not what's going on in life. It's like, but it's not your reading. It's like, it's crazy. But I love the fact that tarot is now becoming more popular. I mean, I used to be a photographer, or I still am a photographer. I just don't have time to take photos. And when Instagram and that come out, people were going to me. There was a lot of photographers I knew who were going, oh, everybody's a bloody photographer now. It's this, it's that. And I'm like, but isn't that great? Because Instagram and all of this is making people look at the world in a way that they didn't look at before. And if they want to photograph that and get creative with it, then, I'm all for that. It's not going to take away what I do. You only say that if you're scared, that you're not up to scratch, So it's great. I love the fact that people now, tarot is becoming, it's not a scary thing. This is what I've always wanted to do with tarot, bring it into modern age. It is a modern tool, It's fantastic. So the fact that we have all of these readers, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. It doesn't resonate, but the next week, yeah, this is it. So it's trial and error, You do twin flame readings as well as soulmate readings too. You've jumped on the bandwagon. I had a conversation about this last night. If you watch videos, I very rarely mention, hidden secrets. That's what it means. If you watch videos, I very rarely mention about twin flames or soulmates or whatever, because there's a lot of times I have to do readings for people where they have followed the path, or they've been told that somebody is that or whatever. And it can actually, to me, readings are meant to empower people, but what things like that can do is hinder people. It's not that I don't believe in the phenomena of it. I feel it is a pretty much a buzzword now, and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. And there was somebody once told me about their 4 twin flames, and I was like, right, okay. And it's that's not right information. We have one twin flame if we ever get to meet them. There is only ever one. Soulmates, we have a soulmate probably in every town. We've had that in lifetimes. So this is why I don't like to focus on stuff like that, because it can keep people stuck. It can stop people from. I've had readings for people who it's been like, the odd year they've been waiting for the same person, and they miss out so much on life with that. So this is why I don't focus on it. But yes, I do readings on them, but I kind of, the way I read looks at it in a different way, So, and why do people should hear good and bad of a clairvoyant? Do you believe people? Yeah, I thought. Well, is Caroline? It should people good and bad of a clairvoyant. What is bad? What is good? How do we define it? It's how we define it. So, if I was reading for somebody and they were wanting to know, say, about their recent boyfriend, and I said, no, they're not for you, they would take that as a negative reading. But the thing is, if they took that advice, they could then go on next month to meet somebody who ticked every single box and made them happier. So, it's how do we define bad or good? I tell the truth. That is what I do with the readings. I tell the truth, I read for somebody the other day in person, and they messaged me later on and said, oh, I seen the death card in there. Was that, does that mean somebody's going to die? They'd gone home worrying about it. And I was like, hell no, that means, you are going to rise. You are going to come alive again. So yes, so it's like I say, I tell the truth in the readings. I what I see, and it's not me doing the readings. Whatever comes through, I'm the telephone line. I'm like Spirit's bitch. I just give out the messages that they give me, but I would never hide anything in a reading that I see for somebody. I believe readings can change because we all have free will. So readings are guidance, but yeah, so I hope that answers your question, Caroline. It's what is good or bad. Yeah, like, that's it. So that's the thing. If the Phoenix was coming up and then this person was moving to Phoenix, then you mention it. Some crazy, crazy stuff. This thing last night, this woman I was reading for, I got artichokes in the head, and I was like, artichokes, and I just give it out because at one time I used to try and make sense of what spirit were giving me, and I would try and put it into order and be a bit of a detective, and then give out this whatever it is. But then ego was getting in the way because it's like, is this right? Is this whatever? I was questioning what they were saying. So now I just give whatever information they give out. And half of the time I've done a reading for somebody and I haven't even got a clue what it's about. But they go away with the clarity and that's it. It's not up to me to understand. It's for the sitter to understand. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, we all have this. It's people say it's a gift, and if it's a gift, it's a gift that we all have. Yes, some it's a little bit stronger than others straight away, but we can all tune into this. We can all learn how to do this. We will all read in our personal ways. Then I don't like to think of you as spirit's bitch, spirit's messenger is better. No, I like it. I like being spirit's bitch. Yes, when you're psychic, you have so much coming through. It seems jumbled. How do you trust the information you're getting? It's not just your mind. That was what I was just talking about there, Ali Cat. If you take it out, if you stop trying to analyze it yourself and just give out exactly what you're getting, it's your ego that is trying to put it into place and make sense of it. So if you just see yourself as a vessel that the messages come through, then it takes your ego out of it and you trust spirit. Why that happens is because sometimes you don't trust yourself. This is why I cannot read for myself. I really can't. I struggle massively to read for myself. Yet with other people, it's bang, bang, bang. Yeah, if people want to judge, people are always going to judge in a way. We judge in a way, but it's like it's becoming it's becoming aware of that. Yeah, that's it. Spirit know what they're doing, even if we don't. I love that, Jan. I do. I love that. Oh God, no, Jacqueline. Honestly, there's been another stupid man today. I never took notice of that one. I blocked a couple today when I've been doing this. It's like that is part and parcel of the job. Honestly, the amount of times um, that I get, told that I'm working for the devil, that I'm this, that I'm that. You wouldn't believe somebody said to me the other day after seeing that message, I didn't know that, people would say stuff like that. You would be surprised, honestly, some of the hate mail. That's all I can say that comes through, but it's part and parcel of it. I a little bit with palms, a little bit. I feel that what there's so when I was in development, I went to some great, great groups, and I learned to read ribbons. That was a really cool one. Psychometry. There's all different ways, and it's just whatever you feel comfortable with. I prefer the tarot because it's almost like I get the messages from spirit and then I pull a tarot card and that clarifies what spirit are saying. So it's like, right, okay. So it's almost like, we work together in that way. Yeah. Sorry, cake was a bad metaphor. Just totally a cake wine. I really wanted cake. I got so excited last night because I was really hungry and I was like, oh, right, okay, I'd done the shopping today. And then I realized that I'm trying to be healthy and all I had in the fridge was eggs, spinach, and kale. So I was devastated. Yeah, a bit of this, bit of that. Yeah, we don't need labels. We do what I do. It was really hard. I was getting some business cards done the other day, and it was really hard putting on like, what am I? what do I do? You want to create a deck. That's a good way to be creative, little miss. It would be scared stiff if I could connect with spirit. I would call this more of an affliction than a blessing. Don't mean to offend. No, you know what? When I first ever seen spirit when I was a kid, I was very young, and it was the first time. And I woke up and there was a man in the room, and I can still see him to this day. He was clear as a bell, and I was about 4 or 5 years old, and I remember being terrified, and I screamed, and Mum come running in, and when I told her, she just turned around and she said, "It's the living that will hurt you, not the dead, Tanya," you know. And that is the thing. Spirit are there to help you, you know. Spirit are there to help you all the time, you know, and it's beautiful when you can connect. If anybody is on my Facebook page, I posted a video last night from Patti Smith, the great Patti Smith. I love her, and she it was such a beautiful video about loss. It was absolutely beautiful the way she described it. So right, okie doke. I'm going to go now because nicotine is calling name. So I just want to say that I should have said this at the beginning, but there you go. It's like I say, I'm hanging out with you on a Saturday morning. Um, the prices will go up as of Monday morning, and the offer for the Blue Moon offer will go off as of Monday morning as well. I've extended it a little bit. So if anybody does want a personal reading with me, then now is the time to get booked in, because I am pretty busy as well. You know, there's a little bit of a wait for readings. And then I am going back to the UK as well, so I won't be available for them. So if anybody does want them, then you know the link is below, and you know that would be great. Or if you know of anybody who could benefit from a session, then just pass it on to them. Okay. So thank you for your appreciation. Thank you for all your love. And thank you for just being here. And thank you for, like I say, even though we had the mishap with the Mercury retrograde there, you know, it's we got there in the end. The ones that are meant to see the messages will see them. Okay, so have an absolutely fabulous Saturday. Like I say, listen to the messages and see what this moon is going to illuminate for you. And I will probably be back on Monday with the dailies. Okay, bye now.